What's up, my fellow friends, subbies? Tyler here of Weekly Metal Reviews, here with an album review. Before I get into that, I want to address a couple things. Apologize for the lack of videos this month. There hasn't been a whole lot that have intrigued me or Sam that we really want to review. There's not a whole lot coming out this month for some reason. Not until really the end of the month and really early August with, Revocation and Exhumed and Last Chance to Reason, etc. Other really cool bands. So that's the reason why there's been a lack of videos. But I'm going to fucking change that because I want to for you guys. You guys deserve to have more videos, more things to watch, more things to discuss, music about with us. So that's that. There is a lot of cool stuff coming up this August. I just really wanted to address that really quick before I move on. This channel has went places that we never thought it would go, and we got to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts because, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be where we are, so we really thank you for that. Anyways, I'm here to talk about an album, and that is the new album from Battlecross entitled War of Will. Came out July 9th on Metal Blade Records. It's their second album to follow up to Pursuit of Honor, which came out 2011, I want to say, maybe 12. Correct me on that one. But yeah, this album is a complete fucking monster. This album is fantastic. Battlecross is a great band, and I loved Pursuit of Honor. The more I listen to it, the more I love it. The week of War of Will, I was like, you know what? Because I'm going to be reviewing this album, I really want to listen to that album again. And I couldn't stop listening to it all week. I listened to it all week. I'm like, God damn, this album is just fucking phenomenal. And, it really is. And this album is no different. To me, this album might be as good. I'm not sure if it's better yet. I have to listen to it a lot more, and I've listened to it a ton. I would sit there at work and listen to this album, and I would have to say, I got a lot of shit done, because this album really motivates you. It really makes you want to do stuff. It has so much energy. It makes you just want to destroy everything and just headbang. I'm sitting there on my computer working and stuff, and people are walking by me, and I'm sitting there like this. Because I can't help it. This album has so many riffs. Riffs everywhere. That's what I love. When bands are centered more around riffs, it's when it gets really good. And the riffs Battlecross come up with are, some of the greatest riffs that I've heard all year. I just love Battlecross's style. They're very thrashy, but they have, melodic death metal influence that you can tell, and very, at times, almost death metal vocals. They're very, I want to say, brutal for thrash metal. You more with the lows and the growls. The vocals are phenomenal, and I love the vocals. They in ways, I'm not saying he sounds like them. It just reminds me of Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder. How he has this high range and then this low range, and he can just switch between them very fluidly, and that's one thing that I love. It really sets the Black Dahlia Murder, Battlecross apart. And this album is just no different. The vocals, I feel, are much improved. The production as a whole is very much improved. I love the mix. The mix is fantastic. You can really hear everything. The bass really rocks your socks off. It's great. And the drumming, oh my god, the drumming blows my mind on this album. This drummer this band has, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. That's my fault, and I apologize for that. But he has an insane amount of talent. The groove that he puts into it, the sheer talent that he has, some of his faster beats, so the more, traditional kind of thrash metal beats are just great. The variety on this album. My favorite song is Force-Fed Lies that they released. I love the very groovy part. where the guitar is just playing a simple, you know, and the drums are just doing a very Slayer beat, you know, where it's kind of, you know, he's using a ride cymbal, and it's just, you know, kind of like kick, snare, and it's just, oh, it's so good. And I love that, especially when the vocals go, when they do it the second time and the vocals say, you know, weather the oncoming storm. The way the vocalist says that is just, oh my god, it blows my mind every time. And the chorus is great. The solo, oh my god, this album is just great. And that song in particular. There's another song, I forget the title, I apologize, but it's about the fourth song where there is just a great harmony at the end that just blows my mind. I think it's called, like, you know, Get Over It. I believe that's what it's called. Get Over It, something along those lines. The harmony at the end just is amazing. And that honestly didn't hit me until the second time that I listened to it. The first time I was like, wow, that's cool. And then the second time I'm like, oh my god, this is great. One thing that happened with this album, I listened to it the first time, I was like, this is good. I listened to it again, I'm like, it's better. And then immediately after, I had to listen to this again. And that doesn't happen with me a lot with albums. Usually I like to spice it up. I can't listen to an album, you know, 2 times in a row right away. You know, I have to give it some time to sink in or something. I couldn't help it with this. This record is just so good. I feel as a whole, from start to finish, it's just very solid. But I don't know if it achieves greatness. I feel that this band has all the potential in the world to achieve greatness, and I feel that they're about this far away from it. The best is yet to come for this band. I feel that the next album or two is just going to be mind-blowing. I feel that this band can be kind of like the Black Dahlia Murder. You know, I feel that they'll really blow up, that they'll become huge in popularity, and they'll just be, you know, that metal band that everybody craves, and with each album they just get better and better and better at their craft. They might not really change their style up a lot, but they'll execute it so well. And that's one thing about this album. They didn't really change their style from Pursuit of Honor. They just found who they want to be more. And that's just fantastic. The riffs are still in the same style, still very thrashy, but, you know, with that melodic death metal influence, that, you know, that groove, that energy, that furiosity, that heaviness, that everything. I love the riffage on this album, you know, and the soloing, the harmonies, everything is good about, you know, the guitar playing on this album. The vocals are much improved. They're just, they have a lot more variety to them, I feel. They're better produced. The melodies are better, you know, the way the vocal patterns are just spot on. Everything about this album is solid, and it's great. I love it. From the drumming, to the guitar playing, to the vocals, to the bass playing, to the songwriting. The songwriting's fantastic. It really is, fuck it is a step up. Definitely a band maturing, and soon about to enter their prime, if you ask me. Anyways, I'm going to conclude this before I just keep rambling on about how good this album. I can't really find a fault with it, but it doesn't, you know, knock me away so much like, you know, Everblack did by the Black Dahlia Murder. But it's just so damn solid that, you know, I can't help but say it's good. So I recommend this album. Go pick it up. I'm going to be picking it up at Mayhem Festival when I see them this coming Friday. So expect a concert review of that. I've been to about 3 shows since my last concert review. I don't know why I didn't review them. I just wasn't really in the mood, or stuff came up where I just, you know, it was a few days after the show, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, it's a little too late now. You know, I saw All That Remains, I saw Killswitch Engage's tour, and I just recently saw Holy Grail. So, sorry about that if anybody was looking forward to that. But Mayhem will get a concert review, as will about 3 other shows this summer. So, anyways, I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10. It is great. So, thanks for all the support. Thanks for the love. We love you back. I'm signing off.